So, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are we doing? How are we doing in the market? So, welcome again, everyone, for today's live trading session. Yeah, we are back to the market again to do it again, to make money, and to take some profits with us to the moon. So, just a moment, let me confirm that everything is set. Sharing the link.
Doing in the market. So
Okay, let me share out this link. Let me share out this link and have every one of us join. So, guys, if you are here already, please help us share the link to people who you think should be here. So, just a moment, let me paste the link. So, just a moment, we are going to be starting just very shortly. So, if you are here already, please register your presence. Oh, okay, I can see movie box. I can see Mahmood. Okay, good morning, my people. Good morning. Good morning. Just a moment. So let me share this link around for every person to join us for the live trading session and make money. And make money. I'm very hopeful today we are going to make money just like we did last week. So last week I dropped a setup for us, dropped a signal for us with coordinates, and the markets went straight to it, tapped us in, and we went to profit straight. And the trade ran about 1:3. So it was Friday. I didn't want my position to be open and market to close. So I had to close the position. Of course, I sent it out that I'm closing now, and everyone should do the same. So I'm very hopeful again that today we are going to do it again under God. I'm already playing around with gold this morning in profit, and it's been going well. And I think I'm seeing a new opportunity for us to do something on gold. So before we go ahead to get started, please confirm that you can hear me very well. Yeah, I need to get that you can hear me very well. And also my voice is loud and clear. Today I don't want to shout. People that have made money talk very gently. Okay, so I want to know if my voice is loud and clear. So I will start. Let's start making progress from there. Please confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me loud and clear? Oh, awesome. Polo, thank you. Okay, loud and clear. So let's affirm money will be made today. We are going into this market with a level of energy now. So let's ride on. Money will be made, money will be made, money will be made, money will be made. So it's been back-to-back profits for us here on the Moon Forest Global Family. Yeah, I call it Global Family. People from across are joining and interacting with what we do here every single Wednesday. So money will be made again today, I'm very hopeful that money will be made. So if you are in the same spirit and the same energy, please drop some fire emoji on the comment section. Yeah, let's engage with that. Drop some fire emoji with sprinkle of dollar in the comment section. So I'm already on my chart. I've been on my chart very early hours of this morning, and of course, it's paying off and all that. So then I would be going straight to the chart so we don't miss vice presenting for us to capitalize on it and print money. Yeah, I can see you, Frank David. Money will be made. Money will be made. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Money will be made. So drop your pair of suggestion. I like giving people their pair of suggestion. Will also share my own too that I'm looking at. So drop your pair of suggestion. Let's look at it together and see what the market would do for us today. Sharp, sharp, shut down. Money will be made. So if you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, go ahead, and I pinned the link to our Telegram community on the comments, yes, on the description box of this video. So if you are not part of the Telegram community, please do well to join. It will do you a lot of good. Yes, to do you a lot of good. I send my signals, my thought process on the charts to the group so that everyone on the community can join us inside the private community and make money. But if you want to take it a step further, because private community and free Telegram group, the value cannot be the same. So if you know what I can deliver, if you know what I have been doing, sending out signals to the free community, coming here for people to make money, then how community. So if you are considering you want to be a part of a viable trading community, consider reaching out. Come into the private community. You see I don't want to talk about it too much, but if it's not expensive, but then it's not cheap. Just reach out. You will be access to reach out. Whether you reach out to me via on Instagram, that with live trading session activity, have my personal WhatsApp number. So you can reach out to me via Instagram, or you can the line, or through Moon Forest channel. Anyway, you would be attended to. All right, so hey, let's go straight to the chart. Someone is saying gold. The first one, USD JPY second, GU third, USD CHF fourth. Fine. Let's stop there. Let's go straight to the charts. Let me start with gold. I'm already killing gold this morning. Let's look at it together. Let me walk us through what I'm doing on gold this morning. Okay. So this is my chart for gold. See what I'm doing on gold. Entry. I'm looking at re-entry here. So, but then let me explain to us my perspective to gold and why I am doing what I'm doing on gold. Right? So we can see here the overview perspective of this guy is still bullish. However, I'm looking at a retracement to continue this bull run. Now, what we are seeing on gold, you can see that this guy is still, but then it doesn't mean that anytime you have a bullish market, you can hit it, or anytime you see a downtrend, you can see a buying opportunity. So it's you to know where are you the markets currently heading, where you are at the moment. So now let's see just to the upside. Market came back to it, tapped in, and have a new break of structure here. So what I'm looking out for on a move in this format, boom, then to the upside. Now, if we are looking at a move to this point, that's for a short or a selling opportunity to ride the market. And now, if you go to 15 minutes time frame, see what happened here. Why sitting in the morning and is working? It's worked. So okay, let me go to 5 minutes time frame where you guys will see it very well. Now we had this break of structure here, and what would have expected the market to do is something like this. This is break of structure, but then the market failed to keep going up. What happened is that this was taken out, then this, giving us a change of character. So the market is now moving down to the downside to go back to a level for you to keep start buying again. So look at where my sentiment from bullish to bearish happened. So I'm looking at the market to ride all the way down, then we'll start buying again. So this is the point where the change of character happened. And let me even expand this. Pay attention to these guys. Let me expand this. So this is where you now pay attention to, because you've seen the direction the market is headed. So we had this change of character. The market retrace, boom, to the downside, giving us a break of structure. And this break of structure that happened here, the market still went ahead to break another structure. What do you now do is, had it been this guy did not go down again, I would consider shorting the market from here. But so far as we have had a new break of structure after this one, pay attention. This one is an OB I would have considered, but the market gave a new break of structure after this one that sponsored this break. Then I'm now looking at break, the OB that initiated is this one, came back to it. Then I had this trade with a pending order. The market tapped in. Now, still pay attention to what happened here from this point, but I was not on my system. I was distracted. So now, if you look at again, the market's structure here, you see 5 minutes OB splashed into it. And so now we have another break of structure here, that block. So I'm looking at the market to come back to this, then we'll move to the downside. So look at the progression of what the markets have been doing. So if you are watching gold and you understand this model, you would have been catching the move as it returns back and all that. So I'm waiting for this point. So maybe I will go ahead to analyze other pairs. Then after it, I will see if I can give us a proper coordinate for us to trade the signal, because my eyes is on this level too. So this is what I'm looking out for on gold. So have the markets tap in, then to the downside here. Once here, everyone takes profit, then we'll start looking for buying opportunity here on this guy. So this is what I'm looking out for on gold. Eh, say this man just they give me joy. Now me they give you joy. I be that the market they give you joy. Which one? Okay, so that's for gold. Let's look at USD JPY. Do I have USD JPY? Okay, so my UJ. So this was yesterday. Is EJ that I caught yesterday. Let me look at what happened. What's going on there? Wow, wow, still hits the TP. So this is EJ. Okay, let me go back to wait. I think I'm seeing something here. So yesterday in my private community, before we started the session, I told them I was already on this guy and I was in great profit. But what I was looking at, I explained to them that if I hit TP, what I will be looking out for is move like this. So this psychological level would now, I will use it as a dynamic support and resistance, the market to pull back, then come tap in and will keep going for a buy up onto this level. But then this is not a kind of setup that you trade blindly. You have to trade it a level of confirmation. So that's just it. I just deviated. Let me go back to USD JPY. So so much, basically almost the same move that we have on it. So let me do a proper top down so you guys can understand my perspective to it. So this is 4 hours time frame looking at the overview of the markets. Now let's go to 1 hour time frame. So on this 1 hour time frame, see what is happening here. We have this break of structure here. The market tapped into it, boom, and now we are in for a buy, and the buy is already happening. However, there is nothing we can do at the moment. Now we can't be talking of buying, neither will we be talking of selling. But I'm looking at a reaction here. So I'm looking at a reaction here. Let me tell us why I'm looking for a reaction here. So this reaction would engineer a sell, but to what extent the sell can go is what I don't know. So the market can tap into these points and start pushing or to the downside, or can do this then for buys to continue. So you just trade the market based on what you see and giving the market the room to do whatever you want to do as the market. So as a trader, what you just do is to speculate. So your job is to speculate from this point to the next point. What will happen after this point to the next point should not be a concern to you. So at the moment here, what I'm looking out for is, since there is this break of structure here, now there is every tendency that the market will react off on this point, push to the downside, pull back, or you know keep moving up. So I'm looking at the market to come to this point. But why I will not give this as a pending order is because the tendency for the market to break through here to keep going up because of this lots of sell. This spaces the market has to correct to it. So, and I'm looking for a buying opportunity. So I won't give a pending order here. I won't give a pending order here. However, just understand my perspective to this guy. I'm looking out for a reaction on these points. And if the market comes to this point, rejects around this level, it's giving us a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Then we can go in for a short position. So maybe taking TP here. Let me check the distance from here to here. So this is about 70 pips. So if you do 20 pips SL, that's like yeah, 20 pips SL. Let me even put it. Let me just see what it looks like. 20, to this point. This is this is 1:3 plus. So this is good. But then I'm not giving it out as a pending order for now. Let me check 15 minutes time frame. So just follow me closely. Let me get the OB. So this is a tentative setup here, but I wouldn't want to enter this with a pending order. So my reason is that the market can come to this, do as though nothing is existing here and break above it, then keep moving up. So if you look at here, all these spaces here, the market has to, make a correctional movement, and that correctional movement will entail the market to keep buying. But then this is something that we can look out for. So I like looking at the market in perspective, in the sense that, the market can do this or do this. So I don't just begin to put my 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 sentiments on the market, that the market must do this. No, you don't trade that way. So the market can come here, reject on it, then I see a selling pressure, a selling opportunity, then I'm in. So but for now, you can just look out for this guy around there. So I've explained to you guys what can happen around this area. So whatever happens, I believe you can capitalize on it to your advantage. So let me know if we are catching it, so I will know if I will proceed to the next one. So talk to me, guys. Are we catching it? Does it make sense? If it doesn't make sense, tell me. The analysis don't make sense. But if it does, let me know if it makes sense to you guys. So we've done two. Let me know. Drop something on the comment section. Let me know, does it make sense to us? So guys, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and do it now. Like, I can see the numbers increasing. The numbers that interact with what we do is increasing. So does it make sense to us? Then I will go to the third one, the third pair that we have in line. Okay. So and today, sorry. So let me continue. So I can see the comment section, and we are excited, and it does make a lot of sense. Two pairs have been analyzed. I'm very hopeful that we are going to end today with a proper trade, and it's going to be in our direction, and we'll take the profits to the moon. So I'm very hopeful today also. Let's keep going ahead. Okay. So the next one on the list is GBP USD. GU. GBP US. What's happening to GU? GU is not giving me setup this week. Oh, I've looked out for it since after NFP. I didn't see anything to trade here. So, however, let's see. So, if you guys can remember, last week I analyzed this guy telling us that I'm looking out for a buy here because this break of structure that occurred here, I'm looking out for a buy at this point. And the buy was powered with NFP. It happened. So what I'm still looking out for, this analysis is quite simple. So what I'm still looking out for is GU to keep buying up onto this height. Reaction first here, then keep buying up onto this point. Then who can now begin to look for sell. But at the moment here, anything one is looking at on GDP USD most likely will be a buying opportunity. So even if one sees a quick sell, it's going to be a short one, then we can go ahead with that. So based on where the market is, let's look at this very appropriately so we can be in alignment. So this is where we have a proper change of character. Change of character occurred here. Then the market pulled back, then giving us this. So this is now break of structure to the upside. So case file, I'm looking at this. This is 15 minutes time frame. I'm looking at this OB here. Then also paying attention to this. So this is for buy at least to this height here first. Then we have this. So I'll be considering 50% of my OB here because this OB seems big to me. And because of this point here, I marked out as a point you should pay attention to. I would need my SL to be behind it, maybe by a few pips. So let me check. This is now 28 pips. Okay, let's make it 30 pips. 30 pips. GU and 120 pips plus targets. So to this height. So 50% of the other block is what I'm considering for this. So for this one, I can give us a pending order signal for this. I'm very hopeful the market will pull in like this, then hit this level, then we are out with profit. So this is what I'm looking out for on GBP USD. So for this one, I'm going to give us a proper signal. So let's go. Let me drop it. GBP USD buy limit. So I believe that we understand what we are doing here. Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Divine, is this a question or a comment? So you're saying I think there should be a BOS, change of character and liquidity before the OB is confirmed valid. So yeah, what you're saying is in line. Though I don't know the particular pair you are talking about now. So you can drop it on the comment section. Let me know the pair you are talking about so I can relate it exactly to what you are saying. So let's make progress. I'm looking at GBP USD going in for a buy. So buy limits at this is 50% OB, SL at 30 pips. TP decides so you can take a screenshot of this. You can take a screenshot of this. So proper signal one. Okay. Okay, I get to okay on USD JPY. I'm coming back to it. Just hold on. So take a screenshot of this. Please guys, do proper risk management. So not because we've been winning back to back and you just begin to do some irrational thing in the market. So apply proper risk management. So take a screenshot of this. So let me move ahead. At the count of 10, I'll go to another pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So just a moment. Let me give you the grace to. So I just want to send it out everywhere for people to make money. All right. So let me go back to this USD JPY, then make progress from there. So okay. So I get your question. There should be BOS, Churchill, and liquidity before it's been confirmed. No, I don't think they should be. First, this point for you to see a change of character. No. So what you would have seen is this, then this. This is now the change of character before you now start talking about BOS, then to start. No. So the confirmation one should be looking at here is if it taps in and gives you a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern, you can enter the trade and ride it to at least here. And I'm sure you would have had like 1:3 arrow if you enter like this. So the confirmation you should be looking out for, in my opinion, is not going to be a change of character here. It's not going to be a change of character. Then the change of character, most of the time you need to get that as a confirmation when is going to be a beginning of a trend. Then you can now start looking at change of character. But for this, I said this is more like a retreat for this guy to keep buying up because of this break of structure here. The market will respect it, push down a little more, a little bit as a retracement. So this is more like a pullback. This is more like a pullback. Then hit your TP, then the market, resumes in for a buy. So that's what I'm looking out for on this guy. So I don't know if this makes sense to you. So let me go to the fourth pair on the list. So USD CHF. Let me check the gold. Ah, I don't know if this guy is coming back. Let me go to 5 minutes. I don't know if he's coming back. He may not come back. He may not come back. But then you can also take a screenshot of this and wait for it. So you can take a screenshot of this, watch it, see what I'm doing here, and also look out for it if it's happening. So I've had many times where people come here, engage with my thought process on the chat, and come back to tell me that it happened exactly the way you said it. Yeah, I celebrate you and I thank you. But most of the time I want to see if you made money from it because that's the joy. We don't just wake up here to look at the screen and it's not showing on our accounts. No, God will not allow that. We look at the market, it has to show on our account. So let me go to the next one. This is card JPY. Okay, CHF before card JPY. Then we'll tie it up from there. USD CHF. Okay, I have it here. So I remember this pair. One of my mentees was asking me, I'm looking out for on this guy, USD CHF. So he was with a at the moment the market was somewhere here. So I was saying to enter this guy, use of a Fibonacci tool. So let me take it off, run us through it. Then so now looking at what is happening on this guy. USD CHF. So the move we would have anticipated is paying attention to this break of structure here, and we have this as the level of our OB that the market will come down into them before we start pushing to the downside. Now look at what happened here. The market came close to it. Let me see if I can mark out this other block here. These two lines, yeah, the other block. Okay, the market tapped into it just a little. So now for this guy, the market's tapping into it, and now let's see that the move has been established. So this is change of character to the downside, and what we are having here is kind of a pullback. So with this pullback here, now let's go to 15 minutes time frame. Pay attention to this, and on this 15 minutes time frame, so this is internal structure. So the market, looking at what the market was doing here, pay attention. Let me take off this trend line. Then so we'll see the markets moving up, break of structures and all that. So this break here, break here, break here. Then the markets moved aggressively to the downside. This is now change of character. So, but what I'm looking out for is I would have been very comfortable to wait for the market to come back into this area then before going short. However, I have two perspective to this. Fib, considering Fib, so let me go to 5 minutes time frame first. Let me take off this Fib. So this is where the change of character happened for me, and the market pull back. I'm looking at this area for the market to come with, then we'll start shorting from here. But let me mount my Fib. So that point I'm looking at coincide with 61.8. So for me personally, I like interacting with the market based off on 61.8. So I would be comfortable going short on this level, 61.8. But it seems that the sell is already happening for 50% fib level. So most of the time, if it doesn't get to 61.8, most likely I won't be on the trade, because personally, is for me personally 50%. But personally, I just fancy 61.8. When I use 50%, is if the if is aligning to another block or psychological level, then we'll consider 50%. But since none of it is happening in this case, I would prefer 61.8 for my entry on this guy. So if he comes in to pick me in, then I'm fine. If he doesn't, also I'm fine. So this is my thought process on this guy, USD CHF. So let me do 20 pips SL. It's not a signal yet. So it's not a signal yet. Stretching it to this downside, at least this height. It's not a signal yet, but this is what I'm looking out for on this guy. So I would have loved my stop loss to be above this. So let me make it 25 pips to see what it looks like. 25 pips. So 1:2.5. So this is my outlook on this. 1:2.5. Mm, mm, 1:2. Does it worth it for me? Does it? Okay. So I'm not giving this out as a signal. So you, but then if you're a person that asks for it, this is what I'm looking out for on this guy. So you can pay attention to it. This is what I'm looking at on this guy. So I can see the number keeps increasing. Please go ahead, subscribe to this YouTube channel. So educational content videos will be dropping on the channel, and more so join the Telegram community. Lots of things will be happening in that community. Lot of things will be happening in that community. So let's go ahead. The last one, card JPY. Then we'll go back to our analysis and see how we can tie it up from there. Okay, card JPY. I don't have card JPY. Card JPY. So let me give a clean chart here. I don't have I don't trade this pair, so that's what. Then the way I used to do it is, if someone samples a pair of suggestion here and I analyze it, finds a trading opportunity, then I'm going to trade it, just like the one we had last week. This is the NZDCHF. From nowhere, somebody NZDCHF. I said, okay, let's go there. Lo and behold, after the analysis, I found a trade opportunity that was juicy, and I casted it out as a signal everywhere, and money was made. Closed the trade at 1:3. So that's what it is. So even if it's not a pay that I trade, or the pay that is on my watch list, once I analyze it and find a trading opportunity, I am going to trade it. So I won't just give you the setup or the signal to trade, and I will not make money from it. So let's go ahead to look at card JPY. So paying attention to higher time frame perspective of this market. So let's see this this 4 hours time frame. So this is high, this is the low. But now, where are we looking at this guy? I find something very interesting here. So pay attention. So we had, let me take it gently so we can understand. We have this change of character here. This is 4 hours time frame. Bear that in mind. We have this break of structure to the downside here. We have this. Okay. So now push to here. Then so now look at this break of structure here. Markets went back to it. This other block push to the downside. Now pay attention to this from here. We have this change of character here downside. Look at it. Change of character here. So what are we looking at on this guy? Let me move to 1 hour time frame. Is let the market come back to this, then first level of consideration for a short opportunity for would be more comfortable shorting this guy from here. So now, if this is what we are looking at on, what are we going to be doing here technically is looking at this move here, then push the downside, or see here, then from here push to the downside. So this is what we are looking at for. So in whatever case, you know that we need to buy an opportunity at least to this before we look out for the next possible thing that this guy will be doing. So we are looking for buying opportunity established. So where do we find a buying opportunity on this? So let's look at what we are having here. So this is, so on this trend, on this perspective, this is up, so no need to argue. So we are having break of structure here. So the recent one is this. So now let's zoom in to find the opportunity there. Mm, so confusion, people may want to take this, but I would ignore it, because for me this is not where the move started that broke the structure. So I'll be looking at I'll be looking at this. So this move is still, that's the one that has this. So this is not the break of structure here. This is it. So I'll be looking at, let me move to 15 minutes. So this is what I did here. So paying attention to this, so we can give the market some sort of breathing space to play around, then that's fine. So this is 9 pips. So if we have this trade to run 15 pips starting from the beginning of the order block, I think that is very justified and fair enough. So this, then let's mark our lower time frame targeting, and then we'll go to higher time frame for 15 pips SL. Does it make sense? Yes, this is 15 pips, and see where I considered. So anything that makes the market come into this, violate it, hit SL. So even if you do 30 pips, you still chop SL. So 15 pips is fine for this trade to run. So what we'll be looking at for is this as our target. So this trade offers us open one 9.2.5 to 1 is to 9.2 risk to reward ratio. So I once this guy is Otilo, forget it, it's done. So you just lock up your trade, go and sleep. So, but then at the moment, let's wait for the market to pull back, then we can ride it all the way to the upside. This is going to go out as a proper signal. I put the mark. Let's go. This is card JPY. Card JPY. Buy limit at 15 pips. So guys, why I write the number of pips, so that you, if you are trading an account that you need to calculate the lot size, you know the exact lot size and calculate based on that. TP, of course, this is the TP we are looking at, but then just take your trade. Once this level is broken to the upside, then we can say to ourselves, let's go and sleep and wait for final TP. So this is what I'm looking out for on this guy, card GPY. So you can take a screenshot of this. So take a screenshot of this. So this is the place we'll be wrapping it up for the session today. So I'm very hopeful that it's going to be a winning position also. So guys, let me give us 10 seconds to take this screenshot. Take a screenshot, card JPY. Very hopeful that it's going to come back to tap us in and we'll fly to the moon. Fly to the moon. So before I end the session, does anyone have any question for me? Anything bothering your trading, you can relate to me. Let me see how I can be of help to you. Let me add card JPY here. Let me check. What's the first trade that was sent out? Okay, GBP USD. Okay, identifying change of character is problem for you on both trends. All right. So let me just do a quick one to help you out on that. So should I say this? Okay. So one thing that can help you as a trader is identifying or understanding market structure. So you can take your time, learn about market structure. So that's where you now begin to see everything clearly. Market structure. So when we have this for a downtrend, we have this. This is break of structure, break of structure. So you know if break of structure is happening now, this is break of structure here. So this is another break of structure here. So let's say this move keeps happening. So know that we have a new break of structure here. So now the market went up and did not give a new break of structure. Once we have this like this is change of character. This is now change of character here. The church or whatever that you call it, this is now the change of character. So what you're now looking out for is let the market return back to the OB that sponsored this change of character. Then you long the market. So let's say this this scenario one, the market came back to this other block, then you long. Now this scenario one, put this in your mind. Now let me explain to you scenario two that will help you a lot. Pay attention to this. Now scenario two is the market did this but did not come back to this. Pay attention to this. It did this, then we have this. You're going to be looking at for this point for the market to come back before you take your trade. So we now have a break of structure here to now the upside. So remember, this is the change of character which you were looking at the market to return back to the OB, then you buy. That did not happen. The market did not come back to it and moved up, giving you a break of structure here. So this is now break of structure. What you do now is you now map out, waiting for the market to come back to it, then you buy. So I'm taking out time to explain to us, structure and all that. So what you're looking out for is the market coming back to this, then you buy. Now, put this in your mind. Let me explain to you something to help you. So, if this is the highest point that the market has gotten to, this is the highest point the market has gotten to, then started to pull back. So, this is where a lot of traders get it wrong. So, this is external structure. From this point to this point is external. So, whatever that will be happening here is internal structure. Let it not deceive you, because if you don't understand this, that everything happening here is internal structure, and you should not, this is not where your attention should be. You can see something like this, then this. So you now begin to say, oh, I've seen a change of character. Then you now come and pick it. Definitely you see another block. You are now going to pick out other block to think that you are buying. No, you should not be buying here. This is internal structure. Whatever you are seeing here is internal. What the market is going to do is the market is going to respect it, do this, keep going down to come to this point before you to start buying. So that's where a lot of us make mistake. I used to make this mistake a lot, and I used to hit SL, blew a lot of accounts, lost prop firm because of I didn't understand this very well. So but now I now have a good and a better understanding about structure. I hit less SL. And before I take a trade, of course, I know what I'm looking at. And I don't just, I hit a less SL. Hit, it's not as though I still hit SL, but the SL is very, very minimal because of good understanding of this. So understand this internal and external market structure. So this is internal structure. Everything happening here is internal. Your attention should be at the external. Look out for, let this move complete, let the market come to this point, before you buy. Anything happening here to your attention. So the market is going to trick you with this, and you enter and the market will tear you and start going your way. So I believe this helps you. Hey, thank you. I'm just calm here. Mm. Okay, so the use of internal structure. So the market does not move in a straight line. There's something we call the fractal nature of the market. That is what it means is that the market goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. So let me take you to the chart. Let me explain to you. So this is what it means that the market moves in fractal nature. So the market doesn't move in a straight line. The market moves up, moves down, moves up, moves down. So the internal structure, I don't know how to explain it to you, but just know that this guy, that is the external structure, is where you should be looking at to take your trade. So this is a retracement. This is a retracement. So what you can now use the internal structure to do is, let's say you want to do counter trend, or you just want to scalp the market. Let's say you've seen that this is your POI here. This is your POI here. Pay attention. This is your POI here, and you are looking at the market making a retracement to this point before you buy. Now, this is what I mean by the market moves in fractal nature. This move that I drew with line that the market will come make to keep buying. This move, when you now go to the chart and you move down to maybe lower time frame, you are going to be seeing it like this. Like this, the market will buy, sell, buy, go up, go down, go up, go down. So this is where, if you understand this, knowing that, that's what I told you, that when you come to the market, ask yourself, where are you on this chart and where is the market heading towards? So let's say you are here and the market is heading towards this point, and you know that this is where you are looking at the market to come to before you buy. So you can now begin to look for a selling opportunity from here to this point. So it's typically what we are doing on gold. Let me take you to gold chart. This is what we are doing on gold. So see structure. This is break of structure here. Market came back to it. We bought. This is another break of structure here. I'm looking at the market coming back to it, then we buy. So for me, I've seen that the market is moving to this point for us to now buy. That's where now you now go to your lower time frame to begin to mark out break of structure in that lower time frame. Marking out break of structure. So I marked out break of structure here. I went down to as low as 5 minutes to even take this trade, so that the market, tap in, get to this point, then we'll consider a buy. So that's what you use the internal structure to do. So to use it to, let's say you want to trade to the point that you are looking as your main POI, then you can now use that as your tool for analysis. And its internal structure on smaller time frame. Yeah, depending on smaller time frame is hypothetical. What I mean is, my 15 minutes time frame can be a smaller time frame for someone who is a scalper. That's his higher time frame. So depending on what your smaller time frame is. So let's say you're a day trader that starts analysis from 4 hours, 1 hour to 15 minutes down. So you know your smaller time frame. I don't need to tell you what your smaller time frame is. And this external structure, are they POI on support and supply and demand zone? Yes. Yes. So I believe your questions have all been answered. Thank me now. Thank me. I've answered your questions. So, guys, I'm very hopeful that he's going to be a winning positions again today. until we interface again. Keep trading and keep making money from the forex market, taking profit to the moon. Yeah. So guys, everyone on this session, just a moment. Let me say the last thing. So um I'm very excited that we come to live session every Wednesday here to make money, and we are 10 here in number, and analysis have been done, signals have been sent out. So guys, if you are yet to be part of the Telegram community, go ahead, join the Telegram community. That's where updates will be coming to, and more signals coming there. I'm very hopeful that the taking today is going to end in massive profit, as it has always been going well. So keep trading and keep making money from the forex market. Bye everyone. So shout out everyone on this session. Bye everyone. Bye. 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 So bye everyone. So next week I'm going to talk on liquidity. Don't worry.